If you didn't know, y'all know I really stand behind the phrase, get it how you live. Because I really think everybody has their unique circumstances or their unique opportunities that they can capitalize on. You know, just based on, because everybody's different. Everybody's coming from different environments, different backgrounds, different skill sets, whatever it is, get it how you live. And earlier I was watching a video about baby boomers and how they had it easy, and how the opportunities and the circumstances that they were placed in really made it easy for them to build wealth and, you know, get wealthy. And it just made me think, because something in the video they were saying, you know, they weren't really aware of the circumstances that they were placed in. They weren't really aware of what they were doing and how it was going to lead to them having so much wealth later on down the line, you know, 20, 30, 40 years down the line. They weren't aware of it. They were just, you know, taking advantage of just living, basically. They might not have even known that they were taking advantage of those circumstances. They were just living through it. And again, get it how you live. They had their thing. Y'all know I like that saying, and y'all know I also like, you know, looking at the bright side of things, and trying to find the good out of the situation. So y'all know that Gen Z is pretty messed up right now. We definitely don't have the same opportunities as the baby boomers did. We definitely aren't coming from that. As far as real estate, y'all know our real estate, home prices are through the roof, rent is through the roof. Y'all know it's just bad for everything. Rent, home prices, interest rates, even the interest rates to borrow the money to buy a home is through the roof. Borrowing money is very expensive. So we don't have those same opportunities, but we do have our own unique set of opportunities, and we are navigating an environment where we can benefit from it. So basically, what I'm trying to figure out is, if baby boomers had real estate and pensions and all of that, does Gen Z have Bitcoin? That's really the biggest thing I'm trying to find out. Is this new technology and this new opportunity that's been placed in front of us, is that our opportunity? Is that our chance to get at how we live and have the next generation after us looking at us saying, oh, look how easy it was for them. They just had cryptocurrency, right? And of course there's, you know, content creation and all of that. You know, this is the information age. Utilizing and finessing and using all of the information that we have access to. But yeah, cryptocurrency and artificial intelligence, is that our opportunity to get it how we live and to take advantage like the baby boomers did? Like I said, like I mentioned already, content creation, of course, that's in the conversation. Being able to utilize this online world, this connectedness through the internet is also another opportunity. But I'm really putting the emphasis on cryptocurrency and on Bitcoin, because I was also watching a video by Clear Value Tax, just talking about the debt, right? The president was trying to get Jerome Powell to lower that interest rate so that we weren't spending so much on debt payments. And one or two things are going to happen. We're either going to continue to go into debt and we're going to start losing our position of power, and we're going to start, you know, the dollar is going to get weakened over time. And I don't want to make this a huge financial video, but either that's going to happen or we're going to see hyperinflation. One of the two, right? There's kind of really no way out of this situation, no way good out of this situation that I can see happening. But those are more than likely going to be the outcomes, right? Either hyperinflation or a very weakened dollar. We're losing our position of power. The dollar is going to start meaning less. It's going to start losing its recognition worldwide, which would also be a bad thing. So with that being the case, if that's so evident and that's so obvious, even within the last 5 years, crazy to think that 5 years have already passed since 2020. 5 years have already passed. So when we're talking about 10, 20, 30 years, 5 years have already passed. Y'all know how quick that went by, a blink of an eye. We were just in quarantine. So just like the baby boomers had from the 40s to the 60s, of course, you know, add another 40 years, add another 60 years. because they had their homes and their homes are still appreciating in price. 5 years just like that went by for us. So of course we got the Bitcoin, you feel me, from 2010 and all of that, and everybody's like, oh, I should have got in, oh, I should have got in. This is still the beginning of that appreciation for that asset. Only the beginning, right? Think back to from the 40s to the 60s, how they already had their appreciation in their home values, and they were already making money from those investments that they were making by accident. It was only the beginning. Same thing here. Yes, Bitcoin was stupid low, but we're still only in the infant stages, because now we're only just now at the point where the US government trusts Bitcoin enough to actually invest in it, a fund, right? Banks are now allowing people to invest in it. Trust me, that's before the point of people recognizing that the money is that the US dollar is weakening over time. So this is really truly kind of before people are looking at Bitcoin as a safe haven asset. Before it was completely speculative. Now people are putting a little bit more trust into it because they're seeing, okay, if Bitcoin is finite, it's only going to go up in value. And it's very, very clear and obvious for our generation that the dollar is either going to weaken or we're going to have hyperinflation, and the value of the dollar is going to continue to go down anyway. Right? Again, just from 2020 alone, there's somewhere saying that 20% of all money that's in circulation was printed in just 2020 alone. The more we print money, the less money is going to be worth. Your $100 from years ago can only buy you $80 worth of things now. The $100 is not the same $100. So money that's continuing to be put into circulation, and then we have something like Bitcoin, which is finite and it's only going to go up in value. Is this the blatant, clear slap in the face sign for our generation to take advantage of this? We're already digital everything. We're already online. Everything is already digital. Is this the cusp of digital currency and our opportunity to take advantage and be some of the first people? Again, yes, it's 15 years later, but this is still the beginning of what Bitcoin could possibly have to offer to us. Are we gonna pay attention to it, or are we just gonna let it pass us and then wish later on in the future, another 10 years from now, wish that we were invested early? So I just want y'all to think about that. No, I didn't want to get too much, too deep into fiscal policy and too deep into all of that. I didn't want to get too deep into Bitcoin because I didn't want this to necessarily be a Bitcoin video or a cryptocurrency video. But it's really more, it's more so a video of identifying the opportunity, identifying what circumstances, what environment we're in, and what's blatant happening right in front of us. What's blatantly happening right in front of us. Now it's different compared to the boomers because yes, they were buying houses. Everybody was buying a house. That's what you had to do. It wasn't, they didn't think they were taking advantage of some crazy opportunity. The difference here is not everybody is buying cryptocurrency. The opportunity is there, but not everybody is buying cryptocurrency. It's not like a house. It's not like people just needing a place to live, so they were just buying it without a second thought and ending up on a gold mine, something that's appreciating in value like that. The difference here is you have the choice to just, it's just Bitcoin. I don't know nothing about it. It's confusing to me. I don't know how it works. It's a scam. So the difference here is really the choice. And of course, like I said, we got, the other stuff too. Content creation, building community online, all of that other stuff. But is cryptocurrency really the thing that's like, it's obvious. It's a no-brainer. $37 trillion in debt, continuing to make interest payments on that, continuing to be behind the eight ball. The dollar the United States is in a position where it's very, very, very hard to recover from. It's very hard to get out of debt. It's very hard to recover from the position that we're in. Again, remember those two options I told you: hyperinflation, printing more money, driving the value down lower, or the dollar weakening and being less recognized by the rest of the world. Outcome's not looking good. I don't mean to FUD. I don't mean to be a pessimist. You feel me? But if there's one, there may be a trade-off. We may be trading off that trust into the dollar and putting it somewhere else. This might be that opportunity. So I just wanted y'all to think about it, consider it. You feel me? I challenge y'all to look into that and ask yourself, is that something you're getting into? Are you, even a small risk? All last year, still now, auto buying $5 worth of Bitcoin every day. $5 worth of Bitcoin every day. You probably spend $5 at 7-Eleven. You probably spend $5 getting some taquitos during the day. A bag of Doritos is $2.69. You probably spent $2.69, $5 on some Doritos or a coffee. Going to Starbucks. Getting a coffee. It's worth, that $5 a day is definitely a risk that I'm willing to take on something like this. Possibly being our opportunity. Possibly being the opportunity of our generation. So that's just something for y'all to think about.